Last night we got a new batch of wood processed on the router tables. So today we're going to be getting them finished. Before I do that, I have to sand them down, make sure they're ready for stain. We have all of our wood ready to stain. But before I start staining them, I'm working on a very special piece right here that you saw me putting a tongue on both sides. Now I'm going to be cutting out a hole, and let me show you what we're doing with this. Alright, so this will be a center board for the middle of the ceiling. And we have the tongue on both sides, and it's going to be going right up here. So we have the nice wide board going right down the middle of the room, and then we're going to start laying our tongue and groove boards off of each side of it, coming down the roof, down the ceiling. A little bit atypical. Usually people start at the bottom, work their way up. We're doing it opposite. I just think it's going to work better, fit better, and make more sense to start from that middle and have a cleaner looking ceiling. I went a little bit different this time, and you might have noticed that we did not rub the excess stain off. I'm using a foam brush, and I'm putting the stain on as smoothly, evenly, and thinly as I can so that you don't see the strokes and it doesn't look uneven. It's not going to be perfect, but I think we're getting it pretty good. And the reason to do that is because A, it's less wasteful. It's less work, and that's important because right now this room is very warm, sweating. It's very warm in here, and the stain dries very quick, and if we don't wipe it off fast enough, it looks terrible. And because we're using multiple types of wood, and we want them to look very similar, and when you wipe it off, you can see a lot more of that wood tone, wood grain, and basically we don't want too much of this orange and yellow wood showing through. So, a little bit different method, but covered just the same. Once these dry, we're going to clear coat them, get them on the ceiling, and hopefully this whole project goes smoothly and we can start seeing the bedroom taking shape. While those are drying, I want to show you the new light fixtures that we chose for our bathroom. Check this out. So I really liked this. I found it on eBay. This is a true vintage light fixture, and it's been rewired, but it's totally vintage. And I just thought it was neat. It has a little simple milk glass globe, and that's it. It hangs down here right in front of the mirror. I think it fits the bathroom really well. Now, instead of doing like typically you'd want lights on either side of your mirror, I think that's the best lighting, but we couldn't do it because of this being so close to the corner. There's no room for a light. So we had to go above, and I almost put a light on the wall above the mirror. You know, you typically see some kind of vanity light. I wanted to do something a little bit different that would fit more with an old style home. So we chose this old pendant light, and it puts the light exactly where a light would be if you had it on the wall without it being on the wall. That's why we chose that. And it was kind of tricky to find one the right length, but I did it. And basically the mirror has to clear it. We don't want to be hitting the light when we open the door. And it should just miss that light. But it'll be at a good distance to light you up close enough. It'll be good. I'll try to get you guys a close-up. You can see it has kind of this bubbly look on the top, smooth on the bottom. An old Weber socket. And there it is. And now when we found that, we knew it was the right light, but we have two lights in our bathroom. We have this light and we have another ceiling light over by the shower. That one was really tricky because we wanted them to be cohesive and match, and I couldn't find anything that matched this style until I came upon this right here. Now this one is not truly vintage. I guess it's vintage. It's probably like 1980s, who knows. It's probably maybe 90s, 80s, 90s. It's a lot newer, but what I liked about it is it has a brass base, but more importantly, I really liked that it had these tiers to it, and it kind of mimicked the beehive effect on the hanging light. Trying to get you guys some good lighting in here so that you can see it. Now that light doesn't have a true like milk glass. It's not a white glass. It's more of a clear glass that's painted white on the inside, or colored somehow. And so you can see it has a little bit different look to it, but it's still white and it still has a sort of matching feel. That's what we chose, and I like them so far. They look really good. Somebody actually asked why we didn't move the heater over away from this trim so it wasn't on it. And it was kind of hard to explain, but I can show you that. Basically, a couple of reasons. We do have a stud right here. There's nowhere to really move it over. But more importantly is I kind of wanted it built into the trim so I could frame it out. Because I just think it kind of looks better, but also more importantly, I wasn't sure how warm the heater got, the box itself. Now it should not get warm on the back, but if that casing, if that metal box does get warm, I didn't want it right against the back of our plastic shower to potentially weaken it or warp it or cause any kinds of problems. By doing this frame, I was able to move the heater box 3/4 inches away from the shower. The plastic shower is right behind it, nothing between them. So by putting that 3/4 inch air gap, I feel comfortable that there won't be enough heat buildup at all to cause damage to the shower. I just wanted it extra precaution, so it just made sense to frame out the heater, and I think it looks fine. All right. Stain is dry. I'm gonna go ahead and get the first coat of clear on this, and I'll be back when that's done. Oops. All right, I think I'm ready. We're done clear coating. While those are drying, let's come back into the bathroom here and work on a special project that I think will be fun, and that is getting the sink mounted on the wall. We decided to do a wall mount sink instead of a vanity because it'll keep our tiny bathroom feeling a little more open, and I think it'll feel more in line with the style and age of the home. Should be a pretty simple, and that's all. I don't need to say anything. We'll just do it.
Okay. Every time you say that, it should be simple, it turns into a mess.
Where's the brackets?
What, are they not in there?
Did we take them out already?
Okay, this took an unexpected turn.
I hear something.
Oh, they're right there. Wow.
Hey, there's no bolts.
What do you mean there's no bolts?
So what we did here, put masking tape on the wall so that we can lay out where our sink brackets are going to be. And the tape just helps me lay it out without drawing all over the wall. Something doesn't look level here. Right now it's looking level for some reason. I don't know what I did. It's pretty fine. I don't want to over tighten them. Okay. And here is the sink. Boy, they didn't make the back of that sink flat. Like curves. So let me just see how this is looking.
Why does it look so crooked?
Hope it's not crooked.
Look at the board it's on.
Wow, it slopes heavy.
Yeah. No, your brackets were pretty much level. So what's going on with the sink now?
So you can see the sink is not sitting level right now. We're going to go ahead and see what's going on with this because our brackets were pretty level. Much better than that. So what we think is happening is just that on the bottom of the sink, this is the lip that holds it. It's a little bit thicker on this side and thinner on this side. We're thinking that it's just, that's what's messing it up. It's not sitting down as far on this side because it's fat. Let me look at it from underneath, as long as it doesn't crash down on me. Yeah, that is certainly what's happening.
So again, a manufacturing issue.
Yeah. What I think we'll do is, there's two options.
I said careful.
It's not really my specialty. Being careful.
Porcelain on porcelain.
That looks stable. Okay. So here's the two things. I guess one thing I could do is try to bend this bracket. Make it a little wider so that the sink can sit into it easier. Might be able to bend it. I could weaken it. I could cause it fatigue. So the other option would be maybe just to unscrew it and shim it away from the wall a little with washers. So that
I like that idea better.
It'll be just a wider gap. It'll be a little bit away from the wall.
Yeah. Let's not weaken the bracket.
I made two wooden shims that I can fit behind here. One is thin, one's a little bit thicker. Just took a guess. And that's going to space it away from the wall. And as Ashley and I were looking at these brackets, we were realizing that this long slot right here They don't explain this in the instructions, but if we had put a lag bolt right in here first, then we could have seen that the sink was on level and we could have adjusted this one up and down to get it level and then drilled in these. It's too late now. We have these holes in place and we can't change it. This is what the instructions told us to do. We shouldn't have followed the instructions because right now we could have been done. So, should have started with that. I'm going to start with a thinner shim and let's see how the sink hangs, and if it needs more, we'll do the thicker one. I hate to keep putting these in and out and wearing out the wood, but... Oh, it's like totally level.
Oh, good. Perfect size.
That's perfect. I don't think we need to change anything on that. We'll just tighten it up. So now there's 2 holes down here that we mark.
So now we take it off again, drill, put it back on. Okay, it still looks level.
I don't see holes. Okay, there's the holes. Okay, it's lined up with the holes I made. Let's check it. It's amazing what a 1/16 of an inch can do. Right here, there's one on both sides. That's just going to keep it so you don't knock the sink off the wall. So the brackets carry the weight. This is just safety. Let me get sideways so I can make sure I'm not going to squeeze the porcelain and crack anything. Actually, it's really solid. Feels good. I think this screw's a little loose though. Let me see there. It's like I'm afraid of, you know. It's good enough. Nobody's lifting on the sink, right?
Right.
Is it a vintage sink? No. But it has the right feel. I liked this. I wanted a big backsplash. We actually looked for an authentic vintage like antique sink. Couldn't find anything good, nothing in good condition. And they do make new ones, but we're not going to spend $1,000 on a sink. So this was like $125. That's why we got it. It was the closest thing to what we were looking for the most reasonable price. This is a special order sink. We actually have this extra hole in here because we're going to be putting a soap dispenser in our bathroom. So that might not be super common, but we wanted to make sure that our bathroom was clean and we didn't have soap and soap bottles sitting on the counter. So I hope the soap dispenser we got fits in there and isn't too ugly sticking down under the sink.
And also we got one that didn't have the overflow thing.
Just for cleanliness. Wow, I can't believe we got the sink installed.
Yeah.
Oh, in case anybody wants to know, it is about 33¼ inches
To the rim.
to this rim. Glad that's done.
Me too. Every time you say that, it should be simple, it turns into a mess.
We just finished putting on the second coat of varnish, and that is drying. And so why not get back to the sink and install the soap dispenser. Here's the soap dispenser that we found. We think it's gonna look really good in here. So right here is where the dispenser goes, and I have to try to get these in this tiny hole that I can't even put my hand in.
Would I be able to?
And tighten them up. I don't know. I'm gonna have to... Maybe you should come down here and do it.
Okay. It's like a long thread.
Mm-hmm. I wish it was a little shorter.
I can see your eye. Ew, that's gross.
It just goes right into it and spins.
It's crooked. It's gotta go towards the doorway.
Toward the door?
Yeah. Yep. That might be good. Let's try it. There we go. It's rubbing over here and there's space here.
Okay, done. That gave us some trouble, but it came out okay. You can see the soap bottle, but only if you're down here.
And it's white, so it blends away. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you just start seeing it way out here.
Looks pretty cool though with the brass against the white.
Now let's try our hand at the faucet. Hopefully this one goes smoother. Should. If I can't install this, then I should just give up now. Well, we'll call that done for now. Guys, what do you think? That looks pretty cool, I think. Fancy.
Fancy.
I guess we could work on water lines underneath. I'm going to try to install these water lines here, and they're going to be black. We thought it would be fun and a little bit different to do black under the sink. So basically black drain and water lines and brass on top. Kind of a contrast. I'm trying to use this little strap wrench to tighten up this pipe because I don't want to mar it up. I don't want to put a pipe wrench on there and put big gouges in the finish. But my strap wrench is just slipping. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. It just spins on it.
How do we know if that connection leaks since it's inside the wall?
We don't talk about that one. I'm going to go around one more time, if I can. We're going to try to make sure that these are solid water lines. They can be bent, but they're not super flexible. So let me see what I have to do to make them work. So now we just have to cut these a little bit shorter. They're just slightly long. This is a very soft copper pipe, so I'm going slowly. I'm not squeezing it too much as I cut through it. Just a little bit at a time. Because I don't want to misshapen it. There it is. Now I hate to admit it, but that didn't go as smoothly as I wanted. I was trying to get these pipes going straight up cleanly and then bending up here. Even though I only took off a little bit, I thought I had that perfect. I found out that my pipes were too short. I was able to salvage the pipes by bending them differently. So you can see they curve up sooner. They're all tightened down and they work. I'm so disappointed in that. These little bits make a big difference. If this was maybe, if I only took off a 1/4 inch, it would have been perfect. I just miscalculated. It still doesn't look that bad. You know, that's what you see. So it's not a big deal. Again, I was hoping it'd be a cleaner line going up and then you wouldn't see where it bends. Whatever, it's done. I mean, these are replaceable. If I want to in the future, I want to pick up some new ones, I could do that. But I think it works. I hope I'm gonna like the black and the brass together. I like it, don't get me wrong. I like the black hardware. I just hope it looks good in the final theme. We have black windows. We're gonna have a mix of black accents here and there, not too many. And I hope it just makes sense. That's that. We're also gonna get a black drain pipe. I'm not gonna do that right now. I've struggled enough for today. At least we're making progress. I'll work on that later, along with the toilet. Let's get the toilet installed soon, so you guys can see that, maybe next time. I'm gonna take a break from the bathroom. I think we're done here for now. I didn't film any of this work, but I wanted to show you guys this quick. I installed a central vacuum port in our wall. This was a last minute addition. I've been really liking the central vacuum unit that I'm using in our workshop. And I said, why not install a central vacuum in the house? We were considering it, but I finally made the decision, yes, let's do it. I wanted this port to be right dead in the center of this wall. So what I did was I took a nailing, like a mending plate. This is used for just, you know, securing lumber and stuff. And I screwed this to the metal plate, nailed the plate to the stud. I did route out the stud a little bit just so it sits flush. And got it there, right in the center of our opening here. So it'll look good. This is right between the bathroom door and the bedroom door. It'll never be blocked by anything, so I thought it was a good spot, right central in the room. And we have our vacuum PVC pipe going down through the floor. And this is the activation wire. This is what turns the vacuum on and off when you plug your hose in. Just a little upgrade that I did. That's the first port in the house. We'll put those throughout the house for a central vacuum system. Pretty cool. I'm up on the scaffold. The wood is ready to install. I think everything's set.
It's hitting the window. That's cool. I can hold it there for you. First one. Am I gonna have to go? I won't be able to reach.
You don't think so?
Well, you seem to reach easy. At least it'll hold it.
There it is. Getting there. Hold on. Tappy, tappy. This is what we need.
It's going.
Well, guys, there is the progress. It's looking good. I'm not thrilled because it's not even. The center board isn't even over the window, and so where it angles, they're not totally even with the window. I would have had to move this light box over a little, and I could have done that. I was afraid of changing anything because I didn't know how it was going to all end up, so I just went with it. But it does bother me that it's crooked. It won't bother me once I forget about it. This side is totally straight and perfect. It looks really good. And honestly, I'm really surprised how far that batch of wood went. Anyway, that was some really good and unexpected progress today. We got all kinds of stuff done. Bathroom coming together, ceiling coming together. Seems like every step of the way was a struggle, but we did it.
Yeah.
This scaffold made a huge difference today. That would have been 10 times worse without that. I mean, just trying to get the pieces in and being able to walk back and forth and work them in is so huge. Without him, what do? Climb down the ladder? It falls on my head, you know.
It would have been a disaster.
I think we're going to wrap it up now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're going to have another one coming soon. So thanks for watching. And until next time, take care.
Adios.